That is Dr. Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Realonda. He was born June 19, 1861 in Calamba, Philippines, and died on December 30, 1896 in Bagong Bayan, Manila. He was a patriot, physician, and a man of letters who was an inspiration to the Philippine nationalist movement. Jose Rizal is the reason why the Filipino was free in the hands of Spaniards because of its book No Limitang Here and El Filipisterismo. So, what is the significance in Rizal in Alpha generation? The Alpha generation still find great significance in Jose Rizal's legacy because he instilled a sense of pride in their country, historical consciousness, cultural understanding, and a dedication to social activism. His impact as a champion of Filipino identity and a symbol of nonviolent change aligns with the ideals and goals of the current generation. So, Alpha generation is growing up in an era dominated by technology. They have been exposed to smartphones, tablets, and the internet from a very young age. So, the Alpha generation started 2010 up until 2025. Jose Rizal came from a well-educated family, so because of this, despite his young age, he learned how to read and write. Also, he studied in different parts of the Philippines and in Europe. Because of this, he acquired multiple degrees in different universities. He studied at 4 universities. The first one is the Ateneo Municipal de Manila, where he began his formal education from 1872 up until 1874. Next is the University of Santo Tomas. Here, he pursued philosophy and letters, but unfortunately, he left UST because of Dominican friars and dissatisfaction with the education system. After that, he traveled abroad to pursue his medicine and philosophy, and letters at the Universidad Central de Madrid. Lastly, he pursued his degree in ophthalmology at the University de Paris. His education has played a significant role in shaping his intellectual and philosophical development. The impact of No Limitang Here and El Filipisterismo are awareness and history of what happened during the Spanish colonial period, because here you will know what happened during the rule of the Spaniards in the Philippines. So because of this, Jose Rizal's influence has big significance for the Alpha generation, because his books are the instrument for shaping their national consciousness and educating them about what happened to the Filipinos at the hands of Spaniards. So his legacy up until now will still continue and be a big part of every Filipino. Jose Rizal's ideas and actions significantly influenced the Alpha generation, born in the Philippines during the early 20th century. He promoted Filipino nationalism, emphasized unity and solidarity, and advocated for nonviolent resistance. Rizal's writing, particularly No Limitang Here and El Filipisterismo, exposed injustices and abuses under Spanish colonial rule, leading the Alpha generation to recognize the need for the social and political reform. His writing fueled reform movements promoting education as a key to enlightenment and progress. Rizal's lives and character serve as a moral example, inspiring the Alpha generation to pursue higher education and become intellectual and leaders. His writing also contributed to the ideological foundation of the Philippine Revolution, with some members actively participating in the armed struggle for independence.
A portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, who was born in 1861 and executed by the Spanish colonial government in 1896 for his writings and activism. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest Filipinos who ever lived. A photograph of Rizal with his family and friends in Hong Kong in 1892, where he established a clinic and a school for Filipino expatriates. He also wrote several letters and essays during his exile in Hong Kong. A painting by Juan Luna, a Filipino artist and a friend of Rizal, depicting the execution of 3 Filipinos prized by the Spanish authorities in 1872. The event, known as the Gomborza Martyrdom, inspired Rizal to write his novels No Limitang Here and El Filipisterismo, which exposed the abuses and injustice of the Philippine colonial regime. A document showing Rizal's retraction letter, which he allegedly signed on the eve of his execution, renouncing his writings and affiliations with the Philippine Revolution. The authenticity and significance of this letter have been debated by historians and scholars for decades. Rizal's legacy is not only evident in the history of the Philippines, but also in the present and future of the country. His writings, ideas, and values have influenced generations of Filipinos, including the Alpha generation, who are born in the 21st century and are exposed to a digital and globalized world. Some of the aspects of Rizal's legacy that can be seen in the Alpha generation are his love for learning and curiosity. Rizal was a polymath who mastered various fields of knowledge such as medicine, literature, language, arts, and science. He also traveled extensively and learned from different cultures and perspectives. The Alpha generation can emulate Rizal's passion for learning and curiosity by taking advantage of the opportunities and resources available to them in the digital age. They can access information, communication with people, and express themselves through various platforms and media. They can also explore new horizons and challenges that will enrich their minds and skills. His patriotism and nationalism. Rizal was a staunch advocate of Filipino independence and sovereignty from Spanish colonial rule. He exposed the abuses and injustice of the colonial system through his novels, essays, and letters. He also founded the La Liga Filipina, a civic organization that aimed to unite Filipinos and promote their welfare. He sacrificed his life for his country and inspired the revolutionaries to continue the fight for freedom. The Alpha generation can honor Rizal's patriotism and nationalism by being aware of their history and identity as Filipinos. They can also contribute to the development and progress of their country by being active citizens who participate in social and causes. They can also uphold the values democracy, human rights, and peace that Rizal fought for. His creativity and innovation. Rizal was a creative and innovative thinker who used his talents and skills to express his vision and inspiration for the Philippines. He wrote novels, poems, essays, and letters that challenged the status quo and inspired change. He also created paintings, sculptures, sketches, and maps that showcase his artistic flair and imagination. He also invented devices such as a cigarette lighter made from a pistol cartridge that demonstrated his ingenuity and resourcefulness. The Alpha generation can follow Rizal's example of creativity and innovation by using their own talents and skills to create original and meaningful works that reflect their culture and society. Rizal's legacy is a source of pride and inspiration for Filipinos of all generations, including the Alpha generation. His life and works exemplify the Filipino spirit of excellence, resilience, courage, and love for country. Some of the other significant figures of the Alpha generation who were influenced by Rizal are Manuel L. Quezon, the first president of the Commonwealth of the Philippines, who admired Rizal's vision of a Filipino nation and declared him as the national hero in 1931. Quezon also adopted Rizal's motto, "The welfare of the Filipino is the supreme law," as his own guiding principle. Gregorio del Pilar, one of the youngest generals in the Philippine Revolution and the Philippine War, who was inspired by Rizal's novels and writings. He was known as the Boy General and the hero of Tarad Pass for his bravery and sacrifice in defending the retreat of Aguinaldo's forces. Apolinario Mabini, the first Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the First Philippine Republic, who was also a close friend and admirer of Rizal. He was called the brains of the revolution and the sublime paralytic. For his intellectual prowess and physical disability, he wrote the Constitution of the Republic and advised Aguinaldo on political and diplomatic matters. Marcelo H. del Pilar, a propagandist and journalist who was one of the leaders of the reform movement in Spain. He was also a cousin and mentor of Rizal, who called him his second father. He edited and published La Solidaridad, a newspaper that exposed the abuses and injustice of the Spanish colonial government. Chora Aquino, a revolutionary heroine who was also known as Tandang Sora or Mother of Balintawak. She was an elderly woman who provided food, shelter, and medical care to the Katipunan tribals. Including Bonifacio and his men, she was captured and exiled by the Spaniards for her involvement in the revolution.
Jose Rizal's ideals and principles continue to hold significant contemporary relevance in the Philippines. His advocacy for education, social reform, and the fight against oppression still resonates in various aspects of Filipino culture and society. Rizal's commitment to education remains a cornerstone of his legacy. In the modern era, his emphasis on the power of knowledge and critical thinking continues to inspire educational initiatives and efforts to improve literacy rates in the Philippines. His call for social reform and justice is especially relevant today as the country grapples with issues of inequality, corruption, and social injustice. Many Filipinos look to Rizal as a symbol of courage in standing up against such problems. Rizal's writings and his vision of a united and liberated Philippines are sources of national pride and unity. His work in literature and his dedication to national identity continue to influence Filipino literature, arts, and nationalism. In a world marked by globalization and rapid change, Rizal's love for his roots and culture is a reminder of the importance of preserving one's heritage and identity. Filipinos continue to celebrate Rizal Day and study his life and works, ensuring his principles and ideals remain relevant and influential in contemporary Philippine society. Jose Rizal, often referred to as the national hero of the Philippines, holds a profound significance in the hearts and minds of the Alpha generation and beyond. His impact on inspiring the pursuit of independence and social justice remains undeniable. Rizal's life and works were a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and the fight against oppression. Through his writings, particularly No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo, he exposed the injustices and abuses under Spanish colonial rule, igniting the spark of resistance. Today, his teachings continue to resonate, serving as a timeless reminder of the importance of standing up against tyranny and inequality. Rizal's advocacy for education as a means to empowerment and his emphasis on the value of national identity are still relevant in our contemporary world. His call for peaceful change and unity echoes as a beacon of hope in our ongoing struggles for independence and social justice. As we reflect on Rizal's legacy, we are reminded that the fight for a just and free society is an enduring one. His life's work challenges us to question and change the status quo, to seek knowledge and enlightenment, and to never lose sight of the ultimate goal of a more equitable and humane world. In a world that still grapples with the issues of inequality and injustice, Jose Rizal's teachings remain a source of inspiration and call to action for all generations.
Utak at pluma ang isa sa mga naging pangunahing sandata noon sa pagharap at paglaban sa mga mananakop. Bukod sa alab ng mga sulo at dilim ng mga bolo, ang liwanag ng tintang panulat ay nagbigay daan rin sa pagtamo ng ating kalayaan. Isang halimbawa, si Dr. Jose Rizal. Ang pagsulat ang naging pangunahing kagamitan ni Rizal upang ilabas ang kanyang mga saloobin. Pansarili man ito o para sa bayan, pluma at tinta na ang lagi niyang kasakasama sa paglaban. Idagdag pa rito ang likas niyang pagiging intelihente, kaya't nais talaga ng kanyang puso ang pagsulat. Kung iisipin, hindi tagumpay na maituturing ang natamo ni Rizal sa kanyang pagsulat dahil siya ay namatay. Ngunit pasigit naman dito ang tunay na layon ng kanyang ipinaglalaban. Isang dago kay Jose Rizal na ipaalam sa lahat ng Pilipino ang saloobin niya hinggil sa hindi makataong pagtrato sa kanila ng mga Kastila. Ngunit dahil sa tulong ng kanyang masining na paglikha ng mga revolusyonaryong nobela, nabatid ng lahat ang alab ng kalayaang nais niyang makuha. Sa pagsilang ng mga akda ni Rizal ay umusbong rin ang dugong makabayan ng mga Pilipino. Nabuksan ang isipan ng lahat patungkol sa kalagayang panlipunan ng bansa, uri ng pamumuhay, paniniwala, karaingan, kalungkutan at pag-asa. Hindi matatawarang sandata ang retorika para kay Rizal. Para sa kanya, isa itong hangin na kayang magkubli sa mata ngunit kaya pa rin madama. Ito ang naging kapangyarihan niya upang gisingin ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at revolusyon laban sa mga mananakop.